Hey everybody, welcome to the Soul on Fire show where we ignite the passion within. We are super excited because today we are cooking live for you. We are cooking such healthy, yummy, delicious things that take literally less than 30 minutes. I want to introduce Brie Gallagher. Guys, she's been on my channel quite a few times now, and there is a reason for that is because we are doing something really big, and today she is guest hosting with me. We are cooking up a storm, and we're going to cook you up some tilapia and some
tacos, lettuce wrap tacos, and we're going to do some zoodles with pesto and chicken.
Oh, and so get ready, guys, because this is a quick, easy meal that you can make for yourself and your family. It takes under 30 minutes, and it is so good, and it is all healthy, it is all organic, and it is wonderful for your body. So we're going to talk a little bit about how important food is, because the vibration of food is such an important component. We speak vibration on this channel, right? And so it is such a huge component into what you're putting in your body. So the love that you're giving yourself and the love that you're putting into your body is the love that you put into your food. So we're going to pour some love into you. I'm going to talk you through the process as Brie's cooking, and we are going to literally take you to the next level. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for being here on the live. Thank you for those that are on the replay, and we're on Instagram. I think we're on a bunch of platforms right now, and so I'm super excited to bring Brie on as our guest host, and you will see her face quite a bit because we are going to do something super special for you, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to play. We're going to travel, we're going to eat, and we're going to pray, and we're going to love, right? And so stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. We're going to start cooking right away. So if you are literally interested in the recipe, then I will tag it all below. Say hi as you're jumping on. I love you guys, and I'm super excited to do this live with you and cook all of the foods into your body and put into your body. Food is such a huge component of my household. In my house, there's always country music going. There's always wine. There's a lot of wine pouring too, but there's always healthy, organic food that I'm putting into my kids' body and myself body. Why? Because food is the vibration of love. So Brie is a health coach. Those of you that don't know her, she's a why don't you introduce yourself? Brie, go ahead.
Holistic entrepreneur is the term I think we seem to use that we really like. But yeah, I'm a certified health coach. I'm a certified yoga instructor. Holistic wellness is a really big part of my life, and it's kind of how we got brought into each other's lives.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, like she said, food is everything, and there's so much that goes into it. And just cooking at home is what's so important. Cooking with love, cooking with your hands, cooking with food that comes from the earth, which is really what we're going to show you guys today. Yeah, there's a lot to dive into.
So stay tuned. We will be right back, guys, and we promise you're going to bring you yummy. It's so good. We were both like, oh my gosh, we can't wait to eat it. We're so excited. So stay tuned. We're going to cook live with you. We're going to have a food camp. We're going to actually take you through the process of, it's literally probably 15-20 minutes. Super easy, healthy, organic meal for you and your family. And we just love you guys, and we will be right back. Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here on the live, and thank you for those that are watching on the replay. We are the Soul on Fire show, and my name is Noelle Agape. I am a leading expert in health, wellness, and consciousness, and today my guest host is Brie Gallagher, and she's a holistic health coach, and she is a certified holistic health. I keep getting it. Today we are cooking tilapia fish tacos for you, and we're gonna cook what is it? The zoodles?
Yeah, we have zoodles with pesto, mushrooms, tomatoes. We're going to make two meals, really. They're both really short, sweet, and simple, and delicious, and healthy. So we can start with the fish. That might be the thing that's going to take the longest. So shall we get started?
Yeah. So Brie's going to be cooking, and I'm going to kind of be telling you guys the recipe. I'm going to be showing you step-by-step process of what you need to be doing. And I'm so excited because we are, like I said, food is such a huge component in my life and in my world. And so those of you that don't know my story, and I will tell my story, and I'm going to actually have Bree tell her story of how her journey onto health and wellness is. My journey from really through sickness, I found health. And one of the most important things is that, my dad died of a heart attack. My grandfather died in front of me when I was 15 of cancer. My mom, 10 years later after my dad died, she also had cancer as well. And what happened is that I literally got triggered into health and wellness. And I said, okay, there's got to be something that we can change our DNA. We can change this pattern, right? So what we did was we put my mom on an alkaline diet. We changed her limiting beliefs. We had her exercise quite often. And literally she is 14 years cancer free, guys. So I am a living, breathing proof that from illness you get you can have wellness and you can have overall wellness. But wellness is just not really, oh, I'm going to eat an avocado. It is truly a life choice. You have to consciously put beautiful things into your body so your body can be fueled at that level. What do you think about that, Bree?
Yeah, well, I'm really big on intuitive eating. I know that's something we talk about a lot, and just really doing what feels good to your body. And I think so many of us grew up on this kind of standard American diet, also known as SAD, S-A-D. It is very sad, when we think about these processed foods and just all these things that unfortunately we were taught were healthy growing up for us. A package reads fat-free, healthy, nutritious, all these things, and we think that that's good. And so I got into a program called Institute of Integrative Nutrition a few years back. And it wasn't so much that I had like any crazy health issues. I always did have some gut issues and stomach issues that I couldn't really put my finger on. But the more I learned and I realized that, the average American, we're not really made to be eating dairy and cow's milk and gluten and all these things that we're putting in our bodies. And so I think a lot of us kind of just get used to these ailments, these things that we just kind of consider normal, like always being in discomfort. And so, and again, I came from a kind of, I don't want to say toxic environment, but I was in the party scene, the nightclub scene all through my 20s. So I would be out late drinking and eating pizza at like 2 a.m. and all these things. And I'd be like wondering why I didn't feel good. But like I was always very active and healthy as well. So just kind of really merging the two of getting my lifestyle, my diet on track with my love of like fitness and working out and all that kind of stuff. Everything really started to change. And so, yeah, it was, for me, it was a big part of it was cutting out the processed foods, just really eating as close to the earth as you can, like really getting things that come, once in a while. Some processed things are okay. We all want our chips and our little treats here and there, and again, it's all about balance, which is what we talk about a lot. So,
and I say 80-20, right? Because 80% of the time we really want to be clean, and the other 20% you want to enjoy yourself. You want to live life, right? I mean, I can never say I don't have wine and I don't have cheese and I don't have chocolate, right? But I definitely have really healthy foods that go into my body. So let's start cooking. What do we have? Let's show them everything.
Well, and I just want to start by saying too, like one thing that I'm really passionate about teaching people and clients that I work with is that this stuff does not have to be hard. There's so many ways. A big part of what we do, I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be a show on the cooking channel. I think it was called, what was it called? Semi-Homemade with Sandra Dean or something. Her whole style was just like half of her stuff was kind of pre-made or pre-chopped, or you can buy things from the store that make your life easier. So for example, these are zoodles. These are just zucchini cut up like in noodle type form. I'm sure a lot of people see these. They're really trendy nowadays. And really, you can make your own. There's tools out there to do them. There's all these different contraptions you can buy that do it for you. But if you don't want to, we got this at the store, all ready to go. Super easy. So there's so many little tricks like this. This is
just tilapia that we're gonna, season, and we're gonna grill, and we're gonna do it with pico de gallo, and we're gonna make fish tacos. Super, super easy, super clean, and it is keto friendly, right? I believe, and
should be. Yeah.
I think so.
A big point with this too is, this is just a frozen. We got this frozen, but you can just defrost it overnight, and they freeze them right from fresh, so they're just as good as fresh, in my opinion.
And then we have just this is a staple in my kitchen. Literally, onions, mushrooms, tomatoes. They're a staple in my kitchen. Like everything, they're always. I'll show you Instagram too. They're always just fresh vegetables. The more that they are fresh, the more organic that you're eating, that's the closer to the vibration of your body, and the closer to the vibration. And we're going to talk vibration in just a little bit when Bree starts cooking.
And this is just some pico de gallo. Again, this is super easy to make yourself if you want to chop up the tomatoes and onions and garlic and cilantro. But we just grabbed one from the store because we were in a little bit of a rush yesterday. We wanted to be ready for the show. So there's so many simple ways to just go to the outside edges of the supermarket where the fresh produce and things are. And there's so many options these days of things that are ready to go.
And so a quick tip on it, it's delicious too, guys. If you want to, I know the tortillas, believe me, I love homemade tortillas, and sometimes I do them, but if you want to be super healthy, you just wrap all the ingredients in lettuce wraps instead of the tortillas. So that's a great life hack, just if you're cutting carbs a little bit, or if you want to get in that summer shape up, because summer is coming, right?
Yeah.
And so
Same with
we don't want to say no carbs, because you really, I'm huge on good carbs, right? I eat quinoa, I eat, really good brown rice, things that are going to change your body, because sometimes you just can't not have carbs, right? And so I'm really big on really healthy carbs, but this is a great way if you're trying to trim down and cut carbs completely and cut the tortillas out.
And on that note, I am doing a really specific protocol right now. We're kind of like in a test group for a whole kind of body lifestyle transformation that I'm doing with the other group of people. And so we can't have carbs right now. So some of the stuff we're cooking right now, for those of you that are watching, I won't be eating all of it, but I will be eating the stuff that I can. So again, it just depends on what you're following at this point in your life, if you're doing no carbs or you're not, but there's different options for everyone. So that's really good to keep in mind.
And the final thing that I have to stress is good carbs, good fats, right? And so I'm huge on good fats. It's avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, right? I mean, that truly transforms your body, and actually it metabolizes your sugar in your body. It helps with diabetes, and basically it just kind of gives everything. Avocado is the greatest invention in the planet, because it just gives everything flavor. Seriously, if you do want the carbs, put some good fats in with the good carbs, because your body metabolizes the carbs more if you have good fats in. So again, some good carbs are some nuts.
Yeah,
almond nuts, avocados, coconut oil, avocado oil. Anything else?
All oils, really.
All the oil. No, not that.
There's certain oils that are good and bad, but we can save that for another day.
And so we're gonna get started, guys, and just on that note, Bree's going to start cooking, and while Bree's cooking, I'm just going to literally go, because on this channel we talk about, we merge science and spirituality, and we're going to talk about the vibration of food and how you can raise your vibration, how you truly can raise your vibration. Everyone says all the time, oh, raise your vibration, do this. The greatest thing in the world, guys, is that with food, when you understand that you're putting whole, nutritious, organic food into your body, you are literally sending your neurotransmitters in your brain and all of the neural pathways. You're saying, oh my gosh, I love you, right? So if you're putting food in that has the vibration of love, love is the highest vibration in the planet. If you're putting food in your body, food is fun, food is love, food is community, food brings people together, right? Food is life. And when you understand from that place of health and wellness, that it's not just, oh, hey, I'm going to eat an avocado so I could look hot in my bikini. Yes, we all want to look good. And that's part of the fitness and everything that you do with your body. Yet, what's really important, guys, is to understand that everything is a vibration. Everything is energy, right? And so when you are going to a farmer's market and you're getting fresh picked food, or when you're going to like the fish store and you're getting fresh fish, it's a very different vibration than going to McDonald's or Burger King and getting a fish sandwich, right? And so you have to understand that you are giving yourself and everyone that you're feeding love, right? And so food is love. Food is wonderful. Food is amazing. And we're gonna go a little bit on the food cam, and what you doing over there, Bree?
I was just gonna ask if the food cam was on.
The food cam is on.
Okay, perfect. This little thing is a little bit off. I'm just gonna push it over. But all I'm doing so far is I have the heat on about medium.
You're starting to fire.
I was a little nervous there.
A wood pan. She took literally a wood spoon and put it into my fire.
That's safer than other things. It was off a little bit. So there's a fun little trick, guys. If the heat's not
and she sets my house on fire.
Distribute it. Just push it back over a little bit. We're good to go. So I just put a little bit of olive oil on there on the pan. All we did so far was, like I said, we defrosted the fish already, and we had it soaking in a little bit of lemon juice. And I think you put a tiny bit of apple cider vinegar as
I
well.
put apple cider vinegar. This is a huge fish hack, guys. I'm a foodie, and I know all the things. So if you ever have fish that's really, really fishy, or it doesn't taste right or doesn't smell right, throw a teeny bit of vinegar, teeny bit, so it's not super vinegary. Throw a teeny bit of vinegar in some water. Just soak the fish in water, rinse it off. Like I give it a vinegar rinse, and then I sprinkle some lemon juice on it and throw it in the fridge until we're ready to cook it. So it really is a fantastic cooking hack. Is that teeny little bit of vinegar just takes it alkalines the fish, and it doesn't allow it to be fishy, and it's amazing and wonderful. So while Bree is cooking the fish over there, I'm going to actually move over here, and I'm going to add olive oil. I'm going to start the zoodles, and so this is really great. What you do, this is fresh organic olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, super easy, guys. The ingredients that I cook with are super easy, super clean. Your body metabolizes them in a fantastic way. And so you just sprinkle some olive oil in the pan.
Start with the tomatoes, probably, right? Tomatoes and mushrooms.
The mushrooms first. And so the mushrooms could take a little bit longer, right? So you always want to think of the food that takes the longest when you're cooking, because when you just throw everything in at the pan at the same time, then some things are done before others, and then you're overcooking some things. So start with your mushrooms for sure. And those are usually, I use baby Bella mushrooms, but they didn't have them at the store. So those are just regular mushrooms, white mushrooms. And then just olive oil. So again, that's good fats for your body. It helps your body metabolize it. Just sprinkle some salt.
Actually,
and
sprinkle
some pepper.
I didn't do this time.
Okay, so with Bree, she did the same thing. Just a little bit of olive oil on the fish. Sprinkled a little bit of salt and pepper on it, and she's just sauteing it until it's brown, right? And so you guys can see the yumminess of the mushrooms. They take a little bit longer. So why don't you talk about the importance of like what happens when you're not healthy, and what happens with a gut that's not healthy?
Ooh, well, you know, I talk a lot about this because of the water that I'm always talking about. But like acidosis is a huge problem. Like almost all of the major diseases that are going on that so many people are suffering from really stem from acidosis, which is just an overproduction of acid in the body, which comes from the foods we eat. And so again, this is why an alkaline diet and what we let's here. There we go. And I mean, an alkaline diet is mainly a diet of fresh fruits and vegetables and a little bit of proteins here and there. But acidosis really is such a big part of what's causing so many ailments today. So again, things that come from the earth, things that are just full of nutrients. That's the most important thing you can be putting in your body. And so many people get so inflamed, and we're just full of toxins from all of these processed, just like this literally it's cancer. Like all of these things you're putting in our body, that's where cancer stems from. So it's about being more aware. And again, if you're noticing, everyone's always saying that they're tired, they don't have energy and all these things. That's because we're not eating foods that are energizing us. So it really does come from, you eat foods that are alive, you will feel alive. It really is that simple.
Exactly. And I think that the fish is, so how many minutes do you cook the fish? So I'm just going to add fresh cut, dropping my food on the floor. I'm going to add fresh cut baby tomatoes to my mushrooms. You put the mushrooms in first, and then you want to get the tomatoes where they're really like kind of juicy, but they're not like mushy, because when they're mushy, they kind of become like a sauce. So you want them to still be a little bit firm, but you want them to be having the flavor. So you put them in early, right? You may need a little bit more olive oil. And I'm going to actually cheat a little bit because I'm going to steal some for pico de gallo. So this is just pico de gallo. I make my own pico de gallo, and we just picked some up yesterday. But basically, pico de gallo is fresh onions, fresh tomatoes, cilantro, and lime. And you just squeeze it in, and it is amazing. It's fantastic for flavor. And guys, it is the easiest thing in the entire world. You can get it anywhere. But this pico de gallo, I'm going to steal some of it, and I'm going to put it in the mushroom and the tomato mix, and saute a little bit over it. I'm just going to do about 5 scoops of it. You know what? There's some of that in here. Why not? And that's literally like and when you start to understand food, guys, and I just sprinkle it on top. So when you start to understand food, you'll start to understand flavors and the different flavors that go together. Guys, I'm telling you, and this is not even kidding, I was a terrible cook. I was a absolutely terrible cook, and I would like go and order really healthy food, and I always ate healthy, but I was a terrible cook. And then I started cooking, and my kids actually, for Mother's Day, about, I guess it was like 6 years ago, they got me a crock pot, and I started to cook with a crock pot, and that was the first thing. And I started to make soups, and then I started to make all of these stews, and then I started to really just experience life, and I started to realize, oh my gosh, like I actually love cooking. And now I cook almost every single day. I cook almost 100% clean organic food, and it's usually really, really amazing food. And so good healthy food, and maybe Brie, you can talk about that good healthy food. It really, people are like, oh, it's organic, it tastes like cardboard. Actually, I mean, my food that I make is incredibly delicious, and it's all organic, it's all fresh, it's all so incredible.
One of the things I like to touch on too is I think we don't realize our taste buds change a lot. And a lot of us are so used to these kind of processed garbage foods that we're constantly putting in our body. So like, and the sugar is such a huge problem. So if you're constantly eating these really sugary, overly processed candies and just chocolate and all these things, and then you go and eat like a piece of fresh fruit, it's not going to taste good to you because your taste buds are already so used to just getting these things that aren't real food, right? It's processed, it's genetically modified, it's not real food. And so you have to, it's kind of a gradual process to ease your taste buds back into eating real foods and seeing what they taste like. And if you really do clean up your diet and you cut out all that like fake crap and fake sugar and everything, give it a couple of weeks and you eat a piece of fresh fruit and you're just like, oh my gosh, like this tastes so good. Whereas before you wouldn't even appreciate it like that because your taste buds were so off. So that's something really important to keep in mind.
Agreed. And so that looks like it's done. How many minutes do you cook the fish?
I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off because it is just about done. But
and so,
I don't have to do anywhere like 5 to 10 minutes per side, but every stove is different. You just kind of just have to keep an eye on it and see. And just wanted to touch on too, you were saying throwing things together. She mentioned in the beginning putting the recipes underneath, and we could definitely just kind of talk about what we made and why. But the way that I've always cooked, and I like to give my mother credit for this, is really kind of like what you were saying.
I'm going to interrupt you just because I got to put these in, and I want the. So this is fresh zucchini zoodles, right? And see how the tomatoes are literally, they're stewed, but they're not like mushy because you don't want them to cook too long. These you only need about 2 minutes in there. They're better off for you the more raw that yeah, a little bit of a crunch. The more raw that you have them, the better, more nutritional value you have.
But so Noelle was saying how she never really liked to cook, but I grew up with a mother that literally just threw everything together. It was kind of this just way that she would cook. Whatever we had in the fridge, she'd throw together, and sometimes it would be good and sometimes it wasn't. But I appreciate that because I grew up really not being scared of experimenting in the kitchen, which is so important when you're just starting to cook and you're just starting to get comfortable in the kitchen. You have to experiment. You have to kind of throw different things together and see what works for you. So yeah, I love that you said that, because that's exactly how I've always cooked that way. And so recipes for me have never been like my favorite, but I love to use recipes as ways to get ideas of things to throw together. So,
and guys, we are ready to eat. I mean, look at this. So I'm going to show everybody everything. And we just zoom in a little bit on the food cam, and look how delicious that makes, guys. That was literally
forgetting one thing. Do you want to throw the sauce on?
Oh yes,
this is the best part.
Oh yeah.
So this is just a vegan goddess dressing that we got from Sprouts, the local grocery store. Super, just simple ingredients, really healthy things, and it's just like a pesto. And I don't know about you, but I love pesto on everything. So this is a very like healthy version of a pesto. No cheese, no dairy. You can just kind of throw it on anything, and it's really
and it's vegan and it's 100% clean, and so super great. You could throw it on salads. You could throw it on you could throw it on. I pretty much put it on literally everything. So we are literally done. I mean, that was what, 15 minutes, guys. Now we have a meal. You could have a meal for your family within 15 minutes. It's fish and vegetables, and now we're going to put it together in a lettuce wrap. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to show you when we get back, guys, how amazing it is. 15 minutes to feed your family, and literally you have 15 minutes of pouring love into your family, and literally you have this incredible, beautiful meal that you cooked with love. And it's sending nutrients to your children, sending nutrients to you, sending nutrients out to the world, because if you raise your vibration through food, then you're raising your vibration and sending that out and emanating that out to the world. You need to to mix it up. And we will be right back, guys. Stay tuned. And we're gonna show you what our finished product looks like, and then we're gonna actually talk about your relationship with your body and the mind-body connection and how important it is to understand self-love and how much love that you pour into your body. We will be right back, guys. Hope to see you tuned. Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being on the Soul on Fire show. Today we are cooking organic, healthy food in under 15 minutes for you and your family. We are literally, my name is Noelle Agape. I'm a health and wellness counselor and a transformational coach. And Bree is literally a holistic health coach. And we have been cooking this incredible tilapia with pico de gallo. And then we made zucchini zoodles with mushrooms, pesto, and tomatoes and onions. And we're going to put them in lettuce, the lettuce wraps. And literally, we're going to talk about the mind-body connection. We're going to talk about how important it is for your relationship with your body. Bree, how does it look?
Looks amazing. I'm so excited to put it together. We got the plates ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this going to be?
I think you did.
I'm like, where did that come from? Okay. Now we have three.
And so, guys, we talked about the avocado. I top everything with avocado. Everything with avocado. It is good fat. It is fantastic for your skin and for your beauty, for your brain. Avocado is a brain food. So we're going to throw on what it is. It's literally tilapia and the zoodles. We're going to put it all together in the lettuce wrap, and then we're going to top it off with some avocado, because avocado is one of my favorite foods for sure. Do you want to plate it? Or you want to plate both of them?
Okay. I can just do one plate of this and maybe put that in a little bowl.
Okay.
I think that will look amazing.
The avocado?
Put this maybe in a bowl.
Oh, sure.
You can do one plate of each. Perfect. So I just threw the fish here on the little lettuce wraps. Can we see that in the camera?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw a little more fresh pico de gallo right on top, just to give it a little more crunch. It's already ready to go.
They can't see you. Your back's to them.
Can we see? Where's the camera? They can see yours. So I put the tilapia, and then I put some fresh pico de gallo, and I'm just gonna top it off with a little couple slices of avocado, and this is going to be good to go.
And this is, I think you can see it here a little bit better. This is the zoodles that we were talking about. So it's zucchini noodles with pesto, mushrooms, tomatoes and onions, and pico de gallo, and a little bit of cilantro, and a little bit of lemon, and a little bit of lime. Guys, this entire meal took, I think it was 28 minutes, and we had 2 commercials. So you can make this entire meal for your family in less than a half an hour, and they have beautiful, incredible organic food for you and your family. And so
this is the finished product. Can we see it okay? Fish tacos.
And we're going to take the food cam off.
Yes.
And we're going to eat it now. She's squeezing a little bit of lemon.
I've been starving all day. Oh, wait, let me do one more in the food cam. I already turned it off. Okay.
Let's try it. Okay.
You ready?
Digging in.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I'm going to try this because this looks so amazing. Okay. Pesto and zoodles.
Here goes.
Oh my God. You know what? Heaven. It's so hot, but it's so good. And it's literally, you have to try this. Here's your fork. And so I'm going to try the fish taco because I haven't tried it yet. But look at this, guys.
You're going to need a napkin for that one. Messy and delicious. I always say the messier, the better, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, that is delicious. Yeah. So, Bree, let's talk about the vibration of self-love and what that looks like. So why do you think it's so important to eat healthy, and how is it tied into self-love?
As I'm stuffing my face.
It's hard to eat and do a show at the same time.
Self-love. Oh yeah, we were just talking about this. Well, I think a lot of us, I know, even us included, we work out, we're pretty fit, we're pretty healthy, but if we go a few days sometimes, like eating foods that are quote unquote not so healthy, or we're out and about and we're just enjoying our lives and eating some things we normally wouldn't put in our bodies, we get hard on ourselves and we're just like, oh no, why did I do that? I feel so gross. I feel so fat. I mean, we were literally just saying this morning. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we need to be getting out to the world and having people realize that, number one, it's normal because a lot of us do that, but we got to stop doing that. We got to just like be kinder to ourselves. Like, it's that self-love that's like, even if you're, again, like if overall you eat really healthy and you just have a couple off days, you don't have to beat yourself up about it. You can say, I was out, I was enjoying life. And I think there's so much that goes into that vibration. Again, if you're getting all upset at yourself and you're being really mad that like, oh, I ate this bad food, then that food's probably going to want to stay on you. You're not going to like get rid of it as easily. Where if you're just like, you know what, I love myself still. I enjoyed that meal. It felt so good after. It's not going to make a big difference on your body overall. So
no, it's really not. It means food is such an emotional journey, and that's, I mean, truly, those of you that don't know me, I'm a counselor. I was a counselor before I became an NLP trainer and a quantum trainer, and so food is an emotional journey. It really is, and food for me, I believe, was really. I didn't cook because I didn't understand. It really, what happened was when I had children, that changed my life. Yeah. It truly did, because it made me, and I grew up in a family that we had our own, literally, we had our own garden. My grandmother cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I would sit in the kitchen and I would watch her, and I saw how much love she poured into her food. And it was just the most beautiful thing, because I saw how much joy she brought us, right? I mean, food is life. And think about that, guys. So the food that you're putting into your body, right? And so if you're going out and you're partying and you're drinking wine, and again, I love wine. I'm never.
We're not judging. Okay,
I'm never going to say I don't love wine, but there gets to be a point where I have something called the gross factor, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just I do 80-20, and then I'll do my 20% where I'm not feeling like healthy. I'm not exercising. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel disgusting. Like literally feel disgusting. And so what I want you to start doing is start intuitively listening to your body. I speak about this all the time on the channel, right? About listening to who you are, and switching, because I think you're too there, because you were getting cut off by the logo.
I'm so tall. I'm like a foot taller.
She really is. It's crazy. But so what I was saying is that when you understand how much you love yourself, and if you honor yourself, it would be that much easier. It literally took us 15 minutes, 20 minutes to cook that entire meal. So let's talk about some life hacks that you can do in the kitchen. That's really important. I'm just going to steal some more food while she's talking.
No, food prepping is so important, especially when you're really trying to stick to a clean diet and stick to a routine, because we all do it. We're out and about and we're starving all of a sudden, and we don't have anything healthy on hand. And so what do? We go and get the first thing we see, which unfortunately in this like day and age that we live, there aren't always a lot of healthy options on the road, And so a lot of times we have good intentions, but then we're out and about and we're starving and things happen, and we go grab for the first thing we see. So just being prepared, always having healthy snacks on the road.
I always have snacks.
Yeah.
I always have snacks.
Always. Like literally I have to have nuts, or like
I travel with snacks. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Because somebody's like, Noelle, you always have snacks. I'm like, I'm always hungry. I'm always eating. And we like graze. She's been here for a couple of days. We just kind of graze, right?
Yeah. But even when I'm like traveling, if I'm going to be on a plane all day, I just flew in here a couple of days ago, and I normally would actually pack my own healthy food for the plane, because it is hard sometimes to get stuff in airports or on planes, especially right now. They're not even serving food on planes. Yeah. So
it's cardboard, not real food.
And normally I would bring something, but I had like just moved out of my place and I was rushed. But I do that a lot, and I think that there's so many ways to prepare yourself that really aren't as hard as we make it seem. So just think ahead, prepare. And one of the biggest misconceptions I think out there is people think it's more expensive to eat healthy. It is not. I went to Costco, and this is why it's important to have a friend to shop with. I have a friend who has a Costco card. We both are like single people who live by ourselves. So obviously Costco, sometimes you get way too much stuff, but we would go together. We would get just the basics of everything. We get a big bag of like fish, a big bag of chicken, a big bag of whatever fruit we were eating that week. And again, with this specific protocol I'm following right now, there's only certain fruits and vegetables you can have. So eating really clean, if you do it in bulk, if you share with a buddy, or find, especially if you're a family of like 4 or more, like there's so many just easy ways to buy in bulk, where it ends up being so much less expensive than if you were just go out buying all that garbage food at the grocery store. So
and that is so true, right? I mean, food is community, and we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and talk about how food is a community and how food is an important part of actually, people go out, and when they go out to eat, and this is really, really important, I think, that we cover, is there's so many healthy choices that you can have on, I don't eat red meat. I do eat chicken and fish sometimes every once in a while, but mostly a plant-based diet. You can always find salad and vegetables and things like that. But we're going to talk about the emotions of behind food and the emotions that like truly there, people binge eat and things like that. But when you're glycemic level, right? That's the thing, right? Glycemic level. Yeah. Sorry, glycemic's your skin. I know. Sorry, I know that. So when your glycemic level is high, you're going to be craving chocolates and sugars and sweets and things like that. So we're going to talk about eating out, what that's like as a community, eating healthy, and emotional attachment to sugar, because that is such a huge component. We will be right back, guys, and we're going to probably eat some of this while we're on break. So see you in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being on the Soul on Fire show. As you can see, we are cooking live today, and we are also eating live. We are eating everything. So Brie, let's talk about the emotional journey of food and how truly you're a health coach. And when I was working in the field as a coach as well, I would say one of the biggest components is body image. And when somebody, especially with the youth today or being women, yes, we are healthy. Yes, we are this lifestyle. Yes, we work out. But, self-love was not an easy journey to get there. And so food is such an important part of that journey, right? With anorexia and bulimia running rampant now, right? So being a health coach, what would you say about the emotions in food and your body?
Oh, yeah. I believe the most recent statistic I heard is like 70 to 80% of Americans are either overweight or obese in some way, which is extremely alarming. And that's attached to so many other diseases and things that people are suffering from. But something I think we don't realize is that emotional baggage that we're turning around, that turns into physical weight, right? We're literally holding on to something our entire lives, whether you're too tall. I know, I got it back here. Yeah, it's just like a lot of times when you're growing up and like your grandma would always make you these pancakes or like this yummy breakfast or whatever it was, like you have an emotional attachment to that food that you don't realize is there. So as an adult, you're like, okay, I know I shouldn't eat this food all the time because it's not going to make me feel good, but emotionally you're drawn to it. It's like it's attached to you. So
it's comfort food, right? And so comfort food is really truly just something that made you feel good. It's triggering your neural pathways to say, no. If you're sad, if you're angry, if you're hurt, if you're feeling upset right now, if you eat this ice cream, this entire tub of ice cream, you will feel better, right? And you can have ice cream, guys. I have ice. I mean, I can't have a lot of dairy because my body doesn't love dairy, but I have a little bit of sugar. I have a little bit of coconut milk ice cream. And so what I need you to understand is that you can have that stuff without the guilt and the shame, and have that stuff without the anger behind it, right? And so what I teach is that when you're eating, right, and you should be cooking first and foremost. If you don't know how to cook and where to start, there's so many places on YouTube. There's so many things that you can do. But if you're emotionally eating, what I teach, one of the most important things I teach you with body image is, how am I feeling before, stop, drink a glass of water before you actually, if you're triggered to have sugar or if you're triggered to have fats or that are not good fats, have a glass of water first, wait a minute to see what that does to your body and how it stabilizes, because you might just be thirsty. You might not even really be hungry. There's a whole
book out there called You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty.
Yeah.
Or you're not hungry, you're thirsty. Exactly.
And the next thing after that is that truly, when you understand that, you stop and say, why am I eating this, right? Oh, how do I feel when I'm eating this, a candy bar right now? I'm going to go and I'm going to eat this chocolate right now. Why? Because I want a piece of chocolate. And there are many times where you just want a piece of chocolate, and that's okay. And that's when you start to, when you have this love for your body and you have this love for your vessel, you start to be like, oh, maybe I'll have a piece of fruit instead. And try that. Try the water and pausing and then having a piece of fruit instead, waiting a few minutes. If you still want the chocolate, then have a piece of chocolate, but don't eat the entire bag of chocolate. Don't go eat an entire jug of ice cream, right?
And remember that it's a lifestyle change. If you've been eating this way for a certain amount of years and you're just full of inflammation and you know you have a lot of weight, both emotional and actual weight to lose, it's going to be, you're going to have to go through a lot emotionally, and a lot of just is actually changing your lifestyle. And then when it gets hard, you have to come back to, what is your why? What is the reason that you're doing this, right? And for a lot of people, they have children, they have loved ones they want to stick around for. And if you don't start to make these changes now, you're going to start to see the repercussions sooner than you think. You're going to have a lot of health issues. And so there's just always that coming back to, what is the real reason you're doing this? It's not just to look good in a bikini. It's to live a longer, happier, fulfilled life and feel good doing it.
Yeah. And so Christopher, hi Casey, hi Scott, hi you guys, thanks for being here. So we're just going to answer a couple questions. We have a couple comments coming in. Making gluten-free oatmeal for myself with hemp seeds, peanut butter, chia seeds, ripe banana, and raw walnuts. Oh my God, that sounds delicious, Chris. That sounds fantastic. But that, I just want to say right now that gluten-free is great if you have celiac disease, or you can't really have gluten. But if you can have gluten, I would actually have the regular oatmeal instead of the gluten-free, Chris, primarily just because your body doesn't metabolize it just as much. And but I do love the fact that you have the hemp seeds, the peanut butter, the chia seeds, and the ripe banana, because that's protein and good fats and so good for you right there. Good carbs, a good call. I love that. Scott said hi. And so what would this say? So what would be a good protein-rich meal that's 15 minutes that's vegan? I have a fantastic one. Beans. I love beans. I'm a huge beans person because I don't really eat very much. Protein, and what many don't understand, Chris, is that protein is found in vegetables.
Yes,
there's a tremendous amount of protein in broccoli. There's a tremendous amount of protein.
This is crazy. I just heard someone say this the other day, but there's more protein ounce for ounce in spinach than steak. Mm-hmm. And people don't realize this. There's so much protein in all the vegetables, but we're just so taught otherwise.
And it's just the pasta I made the other night. Yeah. So lentil pasta, Chris, is a great substitute for regular pasta. It had 15 grams of protein. I think chicken has 8 grams of protein, right? It had 15 grams of protein. I literally put that vegan sauce, and I made homemade pesto with mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, baby bella mushrooms. I threw it over lentils, sauteed the mushrooms, and it's, lentil pastas. Lentils are a fantastic form of protein. Yeah. Beans are a fantastic form of protein.
There's obviously tofu and hemp and all these other things that are tempeh. There's all these different types of meat substitutes now too, but you just have to be careful with those. If you are vegan and you're eating a lot of these meat substitutes, like they have in the frozen section and stuff, just really watch the sodium, because a lot of the, just read ingredients. That's the bottom line. In anything you're eating from the grocery store that has a label on it, start to read the ingredients, guys, because if there's more than 5 or 6 things that you can't pronounce, you probably shouldn't be putting that in your body.
Agreed. And so thank you so much, guys, for engaging with us. We do have a bunch more comments, and we'll leave everything in below. We will leave the comments below and the recipes below. Let's talk about the journey of self, and when you put food in your body that it feels good and is cooked. How do you feel when I love cooking, and I love how my kids feel when they, 1, have more energy in their sports, but 2, they truly feel loved when they come home and there's the kitchen smells like amazing, yummy food, and country music is always blasting in my house for sure. But how do you feel when you put nutritious foods in your bodies? And let's talk about the actual biochemicals.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to touch really quickly on what you said about the experience of cooking when you're cooking in the kitchen and with your family, and it's an entirely different experience. And then there's also the experience of going out to eat, but again, choosing the healthy options. And that's something that goes into the lifestyle piece of when you really start to change your diet overall, and you decide to go out to your favorite restaurant, and you're so tempted to get that normal thing that you would get, and there's healthier options on the menu. So again, it's just really changing your taste buds over time and getting to the point where you actually crave the healthy options. And I know for me that took that took years, but I'm at that point now, and I think anyone can get there, but you just got to slowly make the changes over time.
So Chris said, I actually combined the organic peanut butter with organic maple syrup and a little bit of coconut milk for sweet drills. Oh, Chris, that sounds like a delicious breakfast. I'm proud of you. That is actually fantastic. You know, I'm super proud of you. I know you personally, and I know that your journey with nutrition was not the easiest thing. And that actually, you know, many people go on this journey with nutrition, and there, like you said, there are so many things that say they're healthy, right, for you, but they're not healthy for you, right? And so when you start to listen to your body, and because this is, I love cheese. I love dairy. I love cheese. And my body doesn't love cheese, right? I mean, I could have a little bit of pizza every once in a while. I could have every cheese every once in a while. But when you start to listen to your body, oh my gosh, wow, I have heartburn. Oh my gosh, my stomach really hurts. Oh my gosh, I don't feel good after I ate this. Yeah. That's when you're gonna like understand how important it is with the nutritional component, because you start to intuitively eat.
Yeah. I was saying before, I struggled with that for years. My stomach was always in pain and always in discomfort. And I didn't realize until, again, years later when I really cleaned up my diet. And you have to completely change what's going on inside of your gut. You know, you have to completely change that. Like, what did you just say? The biochemical or something like the
biochemistries in your body, and the biochemicals in food, right? And so everything is energy, and you're matching energy with energy. And if you're putting toxic energy within your food, it stores in as, you know, and again, stop. This is one of the biggest life hacks that I teach is stop, understand, like enjoy the experience of food. Slow down.
Enjoy your food. That's something I'm guilty of. I scarf it down because I'm starving and it's like so good. But when you really stop and enjoy it and like just take a minute to like be grateful, say thank you for this food, and don't eat so fast that your stomach hurts. We're all guilty of that sometimes when we're really hungry.
I think that, you know, I'm super passionate. And one of my passions is food. And I feel my way through life. You guys know that, right? I feel, see, and hear everything. So one of the things that I fell in love with was the journey of the tastes of food. Like, ooh, I think this will go really, really well with this. And I started to experiment. And that's when, at first I was really scared. Like I started really simple. I just got a crock pot. And I was like, I'm just gonna make chicken soup, right? And chicken soup was super easy.
People are so afraid, especially you, because she's a picky eater.
I'm a very picky
eater. She literally, like, it's so funny to me the things that she's afraid to taste. But when you're someone who like likes everything, do not be scared in the kitchen. You can just start throwing things together. I do it all the time, and I'm like never disappointed.
And I have to tell you guys that I'm a phenomenal cook. I really truly am. And that's not like, I really am a phenomenal cook, and I can just think things, and I'm super creative. So I mix flavors together, but I wasn't like that 6 years ago. I literally was like burning toast and like really, really, really bad in the kitchen. And so
I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate to that.
So it's just start to get comfortable with different flavors, right? I mean, start with the basics of olive. This was so easy. It was literally salt and pepper, olive oil, and pico de gallo. That was it. I mean, and it's so delicious, guys. So just start with the basics, and then from there, I mean, I use all kinds of crazy foods and spices now and mix them together. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's an experiment, right? And you know, when I first started, I would order my kids pizza a couple times because they're like, "Oh, Mom, this is too much," right?
But that's how you learn.
So I learned because I'm so passionate about it, and I love the experience of food. And so when you are out in a restaurant, there's always an option. There's always an option for you. And one thing I do want to touch on is that the paradigms of society is that you have to go, and if somebody's serving something, then you have to eat it, right? That it's rude.
Clean your plate.
Clean your plate. You can't get up until you finish your plate. What?
No, we're all raised that way.
Yeah, right. And so we were raised in a society that has this really warped view around food and their body, right? And so if you understand that you can have a little bit of sweet, you can have a lot of sweet if your body can handle it, but stop and listen. And one of the things I said, my kids are 15 and 16. You guys know this. When they were a little bit younger, now they really monitor their own bodies. But when they were a little bit younger and they were kind of figuring out their way with food, they'd be like, "Mom, can I have more ice cream?" And I would say to them, I'd say, "Okay, you can have more ice cream." And they say, "Really? Dad doesn't let us have more ice cream, right?" And I say, "Well, I want you to feel how you feel after you eat
So
that ice
important.
cream. And so what they would do is they'd have that second thing of ice cream and their stomach would be hurting all night. And they'd be like, oh, how do you feel after that second portion of ice cream? And they say, my stomach hurts so much, Mommy. And I'll say, okay, so what would you do differently next time? And they say, oh, I would not have the second thing of ice cream. And then so
it's so important because
right?
a lot of people might shame their children. No, don't eat that. You're going to be fat or whatever. And that's not the way that they're going to learn. They're going to learn from
but that's not even just children, right? We go for the second portion because it's not even, our food's not even in our gut yet. And we haven't even digested yet. So drink that cup of water, take a step back, have some water. If you need sweet, have something, a piece of fruit. Strawberries are fantastic for that, and raspberries, right? Berries in general are fantastic for curing cravings. Take a step back, wait 10 minutes because you are in control of your brain, right? We talk about this all the time on this channel, right? Wait 10 minutes. If you still have that craving for the chocolate, take a piece of chocolate and put it away, right? I don't even keep, there is candy in my house now from Valentine's Day.
That's a huge one. It's just what you have in your house. And I get it. Like, it's different when you have kids and like different people in your house that you're not always in control of what's in it. But if you're someone who lives by yourself like me, I only keep things in my house that I want in my body. It's as simple as that. When you go grocery shopping, you just don't get the other stuff. Like maybe, like Noelle's saying, once in a while you have a little sweet craving and you want one little piece of chocolate. Don't go buy a huge thing of chocolate or a huge thing of ice cream knowing it's just you in the house, because if it's there, you're going to eat it. That's just the way life is. So just stay really just disciplined when you're in that grocery store and have enough in your house so that you don't have to run out and get the unhealthy options when you run out. But again, it's the food prepping, it's the just being prepared. And I get a lot of frozen stuff sometimes because it doesn't go bad. Frozen vegetables, just as good as fresh. Same with meats, just freeze stuff.
As long as they're flash frozen.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And they don't have freezer burn, right?
Yeah, they don't want that.
So guys, this is one of the most important things that you can do is connect food to your body. Your mind-body connection starts with you. And I have said this so often, right? You are your vessel. If you don't have enough self-love to start with nutrition and start with exercise and understand how important it is with your body, you will never move to the next level. Take the first step. The first step is we have tons of free stuff at noelleagape.com. Bree is a health coach. If you need services there, she can help you. I'm a health coach as well, but she really does more of the stuff for infant, with the health stuff for infant wellness. We're going to be doing incredible things for you. There are tons of free things. There are meditations there. They are free. I think you have a free ebook, don't you?
No, but I should get one.
But you do have a free call, like a 30-minute consultation.
I do free 30-minute consultations if anyone just wants to see if it could be a good fit to work together, just wants to talk about your health and wellness goals, and 100%. And
so take the first step. It is the most important thing, is take the first step. Start by making the healthier choice. Instead of having those chocolate-covered pretzels, which are my favorite, by the way, favorite, salty and sweet, have an apple instead. And wait and pause. Do not limit yourself. And this is really, really, really important that I can't stress enough. And I think that you're going to say the same thing, is that when you're in the mindset of scarcity, I cannot have sugar, I cannot have gluten, I cannot have bread. Your body is going to say, oh, I'm going into fight or flight mode. And it's going to actually stores more fat when you do not have carbs, when you don't have any of that stuff. So unless you're planning on never eating carbs again in your entire lifetime, that's really the wrong thing for you to do, honestly. And I know that may be like, there's a lot of keto diets out there and everything, but in all seriousness, guys, you will lose a ton of weight if you don't have carbs, but you need healthy carbs. Quinoa,
brown rice. There's so many, but those are the ones I stick to for the most part.
Yeah. And so what you don't understand is vegetables have carbs, right?
Exactly.
And vegetables and fruit has carbs in it, and it's good carbs. So you put the good food in your body and you make the right choices.
Food should be fuel.
And it is fuel. And the one thing that people don't understand is that when you can't think clearly, right? And they don't understand the mind-body connection. If you're not thinking clearly and you're scattered all over the place and your brain is foggy, change your diet. If you're not feeling well and you're feeling sick, you have cancer. Our friend Danny, he changed his life literally by changing his diet. Change your diet. My mom changed her life. She's cancer free. Change your food, right? Your emotions are tied to the fuel that you put inside your body. Your emotions are tied to the food that goes into your body. Your body is your vessel. Your brain is a machine and your body is a machine, and you get to train your brain and you get to train your body. And if you don't understand the mind-body connection, it starts with food, it starts with exercise, it starts with movement, it starts with meditation. Take care of you. It is the most important thing. I think we have a couple questions here. Chris said, it's still a struggle at times for me to have cut off dairy. Since I noticed that I have heartburn and sinus issue when it consumes it. Dairy is so thick, and it literally sticks in your body, and it is very mucousy.
That's what literally
it really is. Yeah. So, and Casey said, my children think I'm trying to torture them by eating healthy. I literally have stopped buying snacks. Well, I love
that. That's when it's hard. I'm sure. I mean,
you
have teenagers too. And I mean, I used to live with some teenagers with my ex, so I get it. And it's like, yeah, that's the part I was saying. They're so used to eating these certain foods, and all of a sudden you want to switch up their whole thing, and they're like, well, my friends get to eat this, and that's not fair. But again, it's like Noelle was saying, like, have them learn to make the healthy choices by themselves. Like, have them just try things, start incorporating different things, and when they feel better, hopefully they'll start to make better decisions on their own. But
yeah, and part of it is I'm a little sneaky too. I used to put like tons of spinach in their strawberry smoothies, and I'd be like, here's a strawberry shake, and so in case I know you have a baby boy, but as they get older, you just teach them, say, hey, this is how you're going to feel. How do you feel when you eat that, right? And that's a great thing to start is and as adult. Not even just children, right? As an adult, guys, how did you feel right after you ate that? Did it bring you joy? Did your body feel like you were vitalized? Did you feel vibrant? Or did you feel like sluggish? Did you feel cloudy, right? I mean, wouldn't you say that that's after everything, even after you drink, after you, like I could have a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine, but I'm telling you, by the 3rd glass of wine, I'm not healthy. My body's foggy. I don't feel good. I feel cluttered.
You're not going to feel as good the next morning either.
Yeah. And so with food, it's the same thing, right? If I have a piece of chocolate, I'm like, ooh, this is good. But I don't sit down and eat the entire bag of chocolate, right? And so portion control is tremendous. Any little life hacks? We have about 2 minutes left. Any life hacks, Brie, that you want to give them?
Oh, so many. But again, with food, it's just being prepared and not having the things that you shouldn't be eating in your house, because we all know how easy it is to grab the first quick and easy thing when you're starving, and that's usually not the healthiest thing, even for me. So important to just always have healthy snacks on hand. Food prep, have healthy food only in the house, and stop eating when you're full or before you feel full, really. Because just like Noelle was saying, that was something I struggled with for years as well, is I would just stuff myself. I was physically in pain and I didn't understand why. And then I just kind of got more into intuitive eating and realizing that, your body's going to catch up. Just stop eating before you get to that point where you're in physical pain.
Yeah. I think that's so true. And guys, my life hack is honor yourself enough to say no sometimes, right? Honor yourself enough and love yourself enough to look at you as a whole, because part of the food that you put in your body is a whole part of you, and the choices that you make on a daily basis, guys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make one choice. And I promise you, if you do this, I promise you, if you make one choice every single day for 30 days, just one choice, that's a healthier version. That next 30 days is going to be, I'm going to make another choice. And then another, and then another, and then all of a sudden you literally are transforming your life. I mean, I know Casey and Chris, they were on here. Both of them have transformed their lives with the mind-body connection and with food. You guys have that power. All of the power is within you. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are light beings. Honor your vessel. Have gratitude. Live your life. And that is part of the journey that we're going to be going. We have about another minute. So I want to talk quickly about what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing something super special for you. At noelleagape.com, we truly are here to change your life. We're here to get you to the greatest version of yourself, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And Brie and I are going to go take you on a beautiful, magical journey for the next couple months of enlightenment, meditation. We're going to eat together. We're going to pray together. We're going to meditate together, and we're going to love on each other. You guys are beautiful. You are powerful, and we love you so much. Thank you for being on this journey with us, and we love you with all of our soul.
Thanks, guys.